guys seen all of those Pinterest pins about tier tray stands? And it looks so cute. And they have it for Valentine's Day and Christmas and Halloween and St. Patrick's Day. I mean, the list goes on and on. So today I'm going to show you how I decorated my tier tray just in time for fall. I did. So I decorated this entire tray top to bottom with what I found in the dollar section, both in Target and at the 99-cent store. So stay tuned. I'd love to show you guys how I did it. Okay, so I think we are almost ready to get started with our decoration of our tier tray. I did want to mention a few things before we started though. The first thing is my tier tray that I'm using today. I got this off of Amazon. I know that there are so many different styles and colors and levels of tiers out there that you can get. The reason that I settled on this one is because I felt like it was pretty versatile, even though it was more of a rustic look. I felt like it would go really well with the decor that I have at home and for the different holidays that I usually rotate out the decorations for. So I didn't think it was going to clash with any of my items that I already had at home, and I felt like it would just blend seamlessly from, one holiday to the next, no matter what I was decorating for. The cool thing about this tray is that this bottom tier is a little bit wider. It's a little bit bigger than most trays, and so you're able to place more items on the bottom, which I really liked. And you can actually switch out this top decorative piece, and so I thought that was pretty cool, again based on the decor that you're going for. So it comes with this black wrought iron one, and then also a silver variety. And the one I have on there right now is gold because it's going to match the rest of my fall decor that we're using today. So I wanted to use the gold one. But this actual tray comes in this rustic brown, it comes in black, and it also comes in a white. But I will drop the listing for this Amazon tier tray down below so that you guys can look at it in case you're interested in getting this exact same one. The other thing I wanted to mention is usually when I start out decorating something, there is one or two pieces that are sort of my inspiration pieces, or I bought them first and I thought they were super cute, so I just wanted to build the rest of the decoration around those pieces. It was actually the Target tier tray starter kit. They've actually labeled them as starter kits, which I thought was really awesome because they're all mini and they're perfect for putting in something like this because they're varying levels in terms of height. There are a lot of different colors that kind of stay within that same family of being fall or autumn colors. And they're also just different sizes and shapes, so you can really mix and match and it comes out super cute. So these 5 pieces are the ones that came in the Target tier tray starter kit. Alright, so I did want to mention that it's important on your tier tray decoration that you're getting pieces that are different height levels. You want ones that are a little bit smaller and shorter and ones that are sort of tall and skinny. It's just easier on the eye. It's also more pleasing to look at when everything's not just the same height. And so that's why you'll notice the pieces that I'm using today are all sort of different heights, and if they're not, I elevate them by putting them on different pieces just to create that effect also. Something else I kept in mind as I was trying to look for pieces for this tray is texture. So I definitely wanted to find pieces that were very smooth and polished, and also pieces that had a little bit of texture to them. So if you can see on this pumpkin, the way that it's woven, sort of the fabric that they use, this little bumpy design that's going on, it all lends itself to having a little bit something more pleasing for the eye to see. And so I definitely liked that these pumpkins had this different design going on. These other pumpkins also had a design, but they're a little bit more formed and structured. This is actually pretty light, even though it looks a little bulky. And I also appreciated how the stems are just so unusual and beautiful. And I really liked the way that was different on these pumpkins as opposed to the smaller ones. Their stems are kind of short and stubby. And something else I wanted to mention was the colors. So I told you guys that I first found these colors for that tier tray starter kit, And then I sort of built the rest of my pieces around those colors. There's lots of blues, like navy blues, dark blues, lighter blues in my house, especially where I keep this tier tray on my coffee stand. And so definitely wanted it to add into the decor that I already had going on at home, which is why I picked blue, which is not, I guess, typically a fall color, but I kind of liked how it was different that way too. And so the rest of the pieces that I got, I wanted to get those hints of blue. I didn't worry about it being the exact same hue of blue. Just because I kind of like how there's different colors going on. These don't match exactly, and that's totally fine. I think it just adds a little depth and something to the tray when it's not all the same color. But I definitely wanted to stay within that same autumn family. And then the other colors that I used predominantly were oranges. Again, different shades of orange. And the good thing about these tea light holders that I got is in case I didn't want to, kind of display this pumpkin, or this didn't really go with the rest of the design, I can easily turn it around and just use the plain side. So I thought that was a cool trick also with these votives, since the design does not lap all the way around the candle holder. So after I found the items that I liked at both Target and the 99-cent store, I was setting everything on the tray, and I was like, it needs something to sort of like bring it out of all of these fall colors, and just something a little fresh to spice it up a little bit. So I found these small wreaths at Target, also in the dollar section. And that's the last thing that I bought, just to sort of give it a little bit something different. And Greenery always adds a little brightness to your decor. I usually hate fake leaves and fake flowers. Felt flowers, paper flowers, love them, make them all day, every day. Couldn't get enough of them, but for some reason I just hate plastic foliage. But I actually thought this looked pretty neat, the way that it wrapped around the tray. So I would highly recommend adorning either one tier or both tiers with some kind of greenery that you can find. One thing I did want to mention is think about where you're going to be putting your tier tray. If you're going to be putting it in the middle of a table or on an island in your kitchen, obviously everyone's going to have a 360 view of the tray, and so every item sort of needs to be nicely placed or positioned in such a way that no matter where people are walking around, they'll be able to see all the items. But also in terms of the height, the textures that I was talking about, you don't want to clump a whole bunch of pumpkins together at the back, for example. You want to still make sure that you're sparsing out all of your decor using all of those different characteristics that I talked about before. So height, texture, and color. And for me, I'm actually just putting this in a corner on my coffee stand. So people are really only going to be able to see like this front view. Okay, so we are ready to start decorating. We are going to start with this bottom tier right here. First thing I'm going to do is be putting my solid color, something that's very bold and sort of breaks up all the color, kind of towards the front. The stem placement doesn't matter so much, but I kind of like the stems facing out or facing in whatever direction you'll be able to see them the best. So I kind of like how it's facing out right there. And then we're going to be putting something a little higher behind it so that you can see what's going on. I'm going to be actually putting this pumpkin guy next to him right there, again with the stem facing out so you can kind of see what's going on. And then I'm actually going to be placing this guy. And then I'm actually going to be putting a mug at the back. So I actually got these mugs from the 99-cent store a long time ago. They usually always have some kind of plain mugs in stock. And I'm kind of just using it as a placeholder, honestly, because again, no one's gonna see this guy all the way back there. And he's gonna be covered by other stuff in front of him. So it's not as important that something is inside the mug, or that the mug is kind of like on full display. All right, the next up is the other candle holder. So we're just going to be placing that kind of in front of the mug. And for this one, I do want the pumpkin to show, so I'm just going to turn him around so you can see him front and center. And then I'm going to be placing the blue pumpkin. with the stem out. All right, and for this one, I actually did not want this maple flower to show. Sorry, that's not a flower, that's a leaf. I didn't want this maple leaf guy to show. Nothing wrong with leaves. I just didn't like how it looks, so I'd rather it be plain, especially because I don't want to compete with what the sign says. So I wanted the sign to kind of be on full display. So I'm going to put this guy right in front of the tier stand holder there. And he's just going to be placed on top. And then the last thing that we have is our truck, Family Fresh. So you can, if you're worried about people bumping up against your tier tray, wherever you have it in your house and things kind of falling off on the floor, you can totally tuck him inside. But I kind of like the idea of him being a little 3D, and so you can certainly put him like that also. I don't have anyone coming up to my tier tray in my house, and my daughter's not tall enough to reach, thank God. So that's not going to be a problem for me. So I'm going to just keep this little guy on the side like that. And there you have it. Alrighty. Didn't realize my pencil was in every single shot. Filming 101. So yeah. Alright, so we are ready to get started with our top layer. I'm just going to start at one end and then wrap around like I did with the bottom. So we're going to start with this tall guy. So I really liked how he was a different height than these candle holders that I used at the bottom. So he's quite a bit taller, and he's actually too tall to go on the bottom, so that's why I had to put him on the top. But again, it just adds another level, and I thought it would be super cute using that same kind of design, but just a different height. And we're going to be using this sign on top. The next thing is going to be our mug on the side. Then we're going to put our blue guy right in front. This orange candle holder in front of this blue guy. I'm going to just drape this sign on top. And then again, with the welcome, I'm just going to put it in front. So now let me show you what you can do with this mug. So I saw these in the dollar section. I think they're Christmas ornaments actually, but I thought they were super cute. Again, that same kind of gold, green foliage that we're using for the bottom. And so they basically come already clasped like this. And you don't even need wire cutters or anything. You're just going to unbend them to unclasp them. And I thought they looked really cute if I just pinched it like this. So it's as a circle, and I just pinched it and then just set it down in here. So he's kind of, it almost looks like a little pot, like a little potted plant. So I'm going to do another one. It also comes with these twine handles, again, for people to use them as ornaments. I will save that for a craft project down the line. So I'm just going to unbend him again and then just kind of clamp him in the middle and maybe put him in the other direction. Like that. So it just kind of looks like greenery popping out. And so this actually comes in a packet of 3 for $3, so each one is $1. I happen to use 2 for filling my mug, but if you wanted to use all 3, that's totally up to you. So for our bottom base, I found this wreath, and it's in the same dollar section. It's supposed to be for Christmas. They also have ones that are very, I don't remember I don't really know what that type of foliage is called. I think it's pine. It looks very Christmassy, so I didn't want to go with that one because, again, this is an autumn wreath. I mean, an autumn tier tray. So so I wanted to find something that looked not Christmassy on purpose, which is why I picked this one. Again, it's class tier, and all you're gonna do is unbend it, and it can be looped around anything that you want. So what we're gonna be doing, not knocking over my farm fresh, that's for sure. So it's just gonna be like a little necklace for him down there. See, it just adds a little something. Just adds a little zhuzh, a little, you know, a little something something. So I'm gonna be showing you how you can attach this to your tier tray right now. Okay, y'all, so we are ready to get started on securing this green branch to the bottom tier of our tier tray. And the whole reason that we need to find some way to make it stay on that bottom tier is because there's no way that the length of this branch will cover the entire tier. So it's actually not even long enough to cover the top tier. So we need to figure out some way that we can adhere something to this so that we can tie it in the back. Obviously, to get whatever adhesive that you use, you want to make sure that it's not going to be permanent, because then you wouldn't be able to remove this from your tier tray. So we don't want it to be something that's strong, that's going to last, but also removable when you're done with this. So I'm just using plain old twine. I use brown so it'll blend in with my tier tray. And you can find this at the Crafty Trinity, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann's. I actually think I found this particular spool in a 3-pack at the dollar store, so very easily available anywhere. First thing you're going to do is unwind a little bit, and you're going to take the twine and just knot it right here. And I'm just going to do a double knot so it's super secure. And I'm just going to kind of keep a little bit. I don't want to take it too much to the edge because it has a fear of slipping off. So I'm just going to leave about 1 inch and knot it there. And then I'm going to leave quite a bit of string because my tier tray is quite long. So I'm just going to err on the side of too much string instead of too little string. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side without it getting caught in the leaves. So I'm going to take my twine and just loop it around this end branch here. All right, so I'm just going to give you a back view here. You're literally just going to take the string and make a knot, and then do another knot and make sure it's super taut so that your green branch isn't kind of drooping on the floor. And that's it. So I'm just gonna kind of lift this up to make sure it's super taut, and that's it. So I can cut these ends off. I'll make a little bit of a bow just in case I need to redo this knot at some point. But there you have it. And that's a wrap. We are done. Thanks so much for joining me, y'all, and decorating our tier tray together just in time for fall. I'd love to know how you guys are decorating your own tier trays at home and where you're getting your decor items and your products and what colors you're using. So definitely let me know in the comments how things worked out for you. And until next time, keep it crafty. Bye. All right, so we are ready to get started. And then jeez. All right, y'all.